Hey guys, well, I kept promising Joe I would take y'all on a garden tour, but I was pretty ashamed to do it. I'm 33 weeks pregnant. This garden has not gotten the attention it normally would. I have no heat tolerance. Even in the house, I feel like it's 200 degrees. Haven't been in my garden in days. Actually, possibly all week. So this is what happens when you don't go in your garden for a week. Check out the zucchini, the size of a small baseball bat, and all the peas. So I figured I'd take you guys around and show you what things are looking at for now. So I've got beans. Most things kind of got in the ground late thanks to, well, our late killing frost, being pregnant, no heat tolerance. Got quite a few zucchini on each plant that I did not pull yet. I like to let them get a little bit bigger. Last year, I had my squash plants planted on the other side of the garden there. And so this year, I planted them on the opposite side, hoping that would keep the pests and powdering mildew that I dealt with at bay for a while longer. And so far, it seems to be working. There goes everybody running past. So along the fence, I put zucchini, and I put some cucumbers and some bush beans. The beans just seem to be really kind of slow to take off this year. Got some bush beans there, pole beans, some more zucchini. Let's see. Yeah, still no beans. I've pulled quite a bit of cucumbers off of there. There's some others. The snow peas, oh, I even missed some apparently, are insane this year. I don't know if I want to see another snow pea. I don't remember if they're called snow peas. They're some kind of sweet pea. They're really good when they're skinny for stir fry. Then I saw a canning recipe to like pickle them. And since I feel like I'm up to my ears in peas, that is what I'm going to try to do. God bless Joe came out just a little bit ago and helped me pull the majority of these, because being stooped down while being this far along, not fun. I don't know. And get a big view of my pregnant belly there. We're having a girl. Her name is going to be Emberly, and she dropped down last week, which my son 17 years ago never did. And so movement is quite different. I've got pepper plants here at the edge. So far that one is taken off. I've only got one big pepper so far. I'm waiting for it to turn red. It's one of those nice like frying and smoking peppers. Along this trellis, as you can see over here, is peas on both sides of that one. And then I've got some pepper plants. And then I've got crimson okra. And it looks like that is just now kind of taking off. Sorry, we do this on our phones. I do not have fancy camera equipment yet, so kind of have to hope I'm giving you a good view. I put our different pumpkin plants and squash in here. And then as you can see, the dreaded wild violet. If anybody has good tips on how to get it gone, how to eradicate it even for a season, let me know, because it does not pull up easily. So I'm just kind of working with it and hoping that my pumpkin and squash plants will eventually overrun it and kind of shade it out. Along this trellis and these, I've got tomato plants. I said, I need to pull a sucker. I had seedlings started inside with grow lights, well, LED lights, over the early, like late winter, early spring, ready to go. I had moved them out to our little greenhouse that we have. It's just one of those cheap ones with the green plastic on it. And we got a late killing frost this year. And I thought that having been in the greenhouse in the warmth of the day sun, they would be fine overnight. I was wrong. I lost all my tomato seedlings, pretty much all my pepper seedlings. The herbs held up pretty well. But so I had to start all over. I bought quite a few starts from a little locally owned nursery that starts their own to at least keep the money local. And then I've restarted seedlings as well. So the tomatoes are looking pretty good. I've got fruit on several of them. I'm doing a wide variety. And these are collard greens and Brussels sprouts that just were kind of late. Again, I've mostly just been feeding them to our rabbits and our pigs. I just haven't been keeping up with stuff the way I normally would, and I just have to accept that at least nothing's going to waste, and it's cutting our feed bills down. So I'm going to try and splice these videos together, and hopefully it'll work. This sunflower here was a very pleasant surprise. I saw something start sprouting up in this spot. Figured it was a weed because I hadn't really planted anything that I knew what that was. But I had planted some Brussels sprout seeds and stuff that never took off. So I figured, what the heck? I'll just let it go and see what it becomes. Well, look what it turned into. Don't know how it got here. I'm assuming a bird dropped some seed from one of my bird feeders. But I am quite happy about it. Isn't she gorgeous? And she's got a little friend down on her side. These just opened up yesterday. Yeah, as you can see, some of the Brussels sprouts and collard greens just really were stunted. Some of these were from start, some were from seed. These cabbage, I've never done well with cabbage, especially being from Florida. It just didn't grow well. Last year I lost all my cabbage to the cabbage worms. This year, as you can see, I've definitely got some damage, but not like before, and I'm getting heads. These were starts I picked up at Rural King. It's called like Old School Big Cabbage or something like that. I'll try and find the name. But I almost feel, I never understood Justin Rhodes and his desire to kiss cabbage, but the head on this one kind of makes me want to kiss it. So I'm letting these go just a little bit longer, and I'll pull those, and I'll mostly use that for sauerkraut. Over here are the raised beds that we had put in when we first bought our property last April. And so my garlic is just now dying back, so I will be pulling that this weekend. It'll be my first time growing garlic, so we'll see how that goes. We also have asparagus in that bed. It's their first year, so we did not harvest. I think you have to wait till the third year. And I've added some strawberries. We also have strawberries in the kiddie pools there. Those were weeds that just took over. I made the mistake of putting down last fall when I pulled everything out of these boxes. I put down some kind of like cover crop mix that was a mix of like vetch, oat, and radish. And it didn't come in and provide any cover until this spring, and it just choked out the beds. And then one random Swiss chard popped up that I had sowed last fall. Some more strawberry plants. As you can see, we're trying to do the Back to Eden garden styling. This is our first year really utilizing it. We put down a ton of mulch and compost last year, and that's what we're growing in. But then we've fenced in a larger area that we will expand it into. So a lot of it's, just me getting my son in here to weed whack in between. And when everything dies off at the end of fall, we'll pull everything out and dump. You can kind of see over there our big mulch pile where the local guys that trim trees for the electric company come and dump when they're trimming in this area. And there's our Aussie Harley. Harley, say hi. She's a good girl. And then I've put in some perennials like lavender, which are starting to bloom, some rosemary, and over here some garlic chives. Over here is kind of like an area that was, when we moved here, at least 8 to 10 foot deep and 20 feet long blackberry just hot mess. The previous owners had not maintained it. It was wild blackberries. I still have scars from clearing that out. But this year I put in quite a few pollinator friendly plants. A lot of wild mullein has popped up. A few of the blackberry plants came back, but a much more manageable amount. And I spread a lot of pollinator friendly wildflower seed perennial mix in there. And I've just kind of let it go wild. We got on Marketplace, we weren't planning to start bees till next year, but I managed to find 2 top bar hives for $125 each. So we went ahead and grabbed them. We did not purchase bees this year. We will next year if we don't catch any. But this will be our pollinator area. And over there, let me see if I can zoom in. I've planted more perennial pollinator friendly plants. Because no matter what, whether we raise bees or not, we definitely want to attract them to our yard. And then as you walk along the fence line, on the other side of the fence, I planted, where these pink flags are, I planted some elderberry cuttings that I ordered from one of the forestries. I've got red raspberry there and there, and I'll add more berry bushes next year. I've got a young blackberry there and over here, and there's Falcor, my old faithful, my 11-year-old baby, and some blueberry bushes. In the next couple years will come to fruition and be worth it. And then over here is our orchard area. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, that late killing frost killed off the young fruit. The flowers, we had already had an early bloom because of the weird spring, and things had just finished blooming, and we're going to start growing baby fruit, and then we had that late frost. And sadly, over there is the very established pear tree, and I'm not seeing any baby pears this year. So I don't think we're going to get any. But considering the amount of neglect that I've shown the garden this year, thanks to just not being able to keep up while pregnant, I'm pretty happy with how it is. I think we'll get a decent return on the time that we did put in. Well, thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe. Have a great day.